Hi, what is up everyone? It is the end of the month, and that means it's time for another pickups video. And majority of these have come from one place, but we're going to talk about that in a minute here. But there are some things, there's at least two things here I've been waiting for a while that have finally come in, and I'm very excited to have them. But before we get on with this, and what I've picked up here, I'm going to ask you guys, what did you pick up for the month? I'd love to hear what you guys have to say, so leave your feedback below. So with that being said, let's begin with this one here. Now this one I just picked up during the days of play that happened this month in June. Now I haven't played through it yet, but I think I need to at some point here. This is a remastered version of The Last of Us Part 2. Now, I haven't played this game completely yet. I've only played the first Last of Us, and that was the PS3 and the PS4 version. I know there was that remake for PS5, but I'm not interested in that one. I still have yet to play through 2, so I figured why not get this one? This might be the best place to play this. So, I'm gonna get to this, but at least I have a new version of this one. I mean, I have it for PS4, but this will be the one that I think I go through for it, for those enhancements and everything. Now, this one here, this is something I pre-ordered from Strictly Limited a long time ago. And I did see it come out in stores, and I'm like, where is our copies of this? This took forever to come out. But I'm finally glad I have it in my hands, and that's Shadow of the Ninja Reborn. Now, I did play the demo for this originally when it came out, before launch. And it's got some really gorgeous pixel art. And it actually plays really well. So I'm excited to finally get into this one, but the reason I'm guessing it took so long is they're probably waiting for all the patches and stuff for it maybe to be finalized before putting this out. And I know this comes with a manual too, and also for reference purposes, this is the 95th release, and this is number 485 out of 1,000. So that's pretty cool here. I'm finally glad to have this one. And then this one here, now I mentioned this in the last pickups video, I think last month, but I did order two of these, one of them through Limited Run, one through Pix and Love. The Limited Run one I got was just the standard edition, which is fine, because the one I got from Pix and Love was a special edition, and that was the one I really wanted, and that is for Metal Slug Tactics. Because just like the other ones, it comes in the Neo Geo kind of shock box or clamshell case here, which I think looks really cool, and it fits with the other kind of ones I've gotten through Pix and Love, like the King of Fighters 13, SVC Chaos, which I got two of those, one through Limited Run, one through Pix and Love, which they both use this, which is really cool. But I wanted this one just because this came with the art book and the soundtrack for it. And the Limited Run release, I don't think came with the soundtrack, and I'm a sucker for soundtracks, so I want this, and this is the one I got, which is awesome. And also for reference purposes, this one is number 996 out of 1,000, so it's closer to the end of the run, so that's pretty cool. I'm glad to have this one in my collection too. So now this entire stack here. Now this isn't sponsored or anything, though. I always preface that with it. But all these bunch of games here were all bought through Video Games Plus, and they are one of my favorite sites to actually get games from. If you guys haven't checked them out, I definitely recommend it, because they hold some good deals, and for me at least, they're a Canadian company, and I'd like to support Canadian businesses. So huge shout out to Video Games Plus. You guys do awesome work. Keep it up. So let's start with this little stack here. Now this was during when they had an Xbox sale where games were $10, and they had quite a few options. I did want to get quite a lot of them, but I only went with these four for it. So this one here, I have the first one, the Battle for Bikini Bottom, on PlayStation 4, but I decided to get the Cosmic Shake for Xbox One. And I actually like Battle for Bikini Bottom. I was pleasantly surprised with that game. So, and the little bits I've seen of Cosmic Shake, it actually looks pretty cool, and it seems to fit within that vibe. Just, different times time things and stuff, so I want to see what this has to offer. So that's the Cosmic Shake. This one here, I actually own both these games on PC, but it came in a bundle, and I saw Sega did this a while ago. I kind of wanted to get a physical copy of these again, so that's this, the 10th anniversary bundle of both Bayonetta and Vanquish, which are two excellent games from Platinum. If you haven't played either of these, you really should. I really liked Vanquish, and Bayonetta's a lot of fun. But unfortunately, Bayonetta 2 and Bayonetta 3 are locked to Nintendo, but if you have a Switch, you can play it that way. And then with Switch backwards compatibility, at least on the Switch 2, I've seen that Bayonetta 3 actually runs better for what it is. But no, these are both excellent games. If you haven't played these are definitely worth a pickup. I'm glad to have them both. Now, these ones here, these are smart delivery games, but I got these for different reasons. We'll go with this one first because it just seemed like an interesting title just by the name and what I could see of it. It almost feels like a Telltale game in a sense, and that's Alfred Hitchcock Vertigo. So this seems like an adventure game where choices matter and everything with it. It's got an interesting style to it and Alfred Hitchcock's name. So I wonder how that ties into things with this. So I'm kind of going in blind with this. But that's kind of intriguing to me. And then this one here, this is just weird, but I like weird, and I want to see what it has to offer, and that's Clash Artifacts of Chaos. This is actually done by, what was the name? Ace Software. Now, they've made some other interesting games too, and it kind of seems to fit within their style of what they do, so I'm excited to kind of see what this has to offer. But the interesting thing with both these games I'm going to point out is that they are both smart delivery titles, but I can confirm that these have the Xbox Series X versions on the disc. So I tested it in offline mode, and those were the versions that installed on the system. So if you decide to pick these up, you can rest assured you get the Xbox Series versions on them. Speaking of Xbox, there is one more Xbox game I also picked up too, because I picked up RoboCop Rogue City on PC, but it was also free on PlayStation Plus as well. Now, I've heard of the one that Teon put out beforehand, and it looked intriguing, and even the videos I saw of it that Civi11 did and G-Man did, it had me intrigued and I wanted to pick it up, and that's Terminator Resistance. Now, this is the complete edition, thankfully, so it comes with the base game, but it also comes with the extra DLC, which was the Annihilation Line campaign, and I think there was something else with it too, but this is complete on the disc. That is what I look for when it comes for physical releases. So I'm very happy with this, and I've only played like maybe the first hour or something of it, and you know, I want to see more. I'm very curious by this game. If you played this or any of the other games that I've shown here, let me know. Be curious to hear you guys' thoughts on it. What do we have here? Now this one I picked up because I already have it on PlayStation 4, but I already picked up the two of these earlier on PlayStation 5, and I thought I may as well complete the set when they did native PS5 disc releases for it. Yep, Resident Evil 7 Biohazard. Now this is actually a very good Resident Evil game. I was very surprised with it, and it makes up for what happened with, say, Resident Evil 6, with the shift to first person and kind of the focus on horror and puzzles and everything. I was very happy with what Resident Evil 7 Biohazard has to offer. And the nice thing that comes with this Gold Edition is that it does come with the DLC. So you got stuff that was in the Seasons Pass, which was banned footage, Volumes 1 and 2, and then the End of Zoe. So I can confirm, because that was the one thing I was scared about with it, is that if it came as a download code in it, and it doesn't. So it is on the disc, which is good, but Not a Hero, which was the free DLC, is not. You have to download that. So this is mostly complete physical release, but I'll take it for what it is though. So as long as it has like the banned footage at End of Zoe stuff, that's fine. The next thing I picked up was this. Now this did come out a while ago though, and it was kind of in a rough state, so they've been fixing it. It's been fixed over a while now, and it should hopefully be better with the reports that I've been hearing. So I figured it's now time to get it, and that's the Metal Gear Solid Master Collection Volume 1, since it comes with the original Metal Gear Solid 2, and Metal Gear Solid 3. But I know these two were based off of the Blue Point HD remaster, and then this was done by, I believe, M2. So I've heard, yeah, again, when these launched, they were in rough states, but things have improved and they should be better. But what I'm hoping for when Konami announces a Master Collection Volume 2, because let's face it, we know it's coming, and it's probably going to have Metal Gear Solid 4 on it. Don't rush it. Take your time with it. It needs to be in a good state. You don't want to release it like how this was and then rely on patches to fix it. It needs to be good out of the box, so that's something. And then this is actually the newest release that came out in June. I have these for PlayStation 2 and I played a little bit of them, but the fact that they were kind of remastered, or I would say redone for current systems, makes me excited to go and play these, and that's Raido Remastered, The Mystery of the Soulless Armies. So this is basically, I believe, both Devil Summoner games, Devil Summoner 1 and Devil Summoner 2. You get them in this one package, and I think that's really cool. It actually looks really good as well for what you get with it. And again, it did come with a bonus DLC here for Glasses for Raido, but I want to go through this collection. Now, the next thing we need from Atlas, and they have to put in the, if they can put in the effort like they did with this, give us Digital Devil Saga 1 and 2. Give us like something like this for that. I will be in for that. And then the last thing I also got from Video Games Plus this month was a Switch game. This is something I've been eyeing for a while, and I would see it in stock and out of stock, and then it looks like they made more copies of it. But I've never actually sat through and played an entire game in this franchise, but this one intrigued me the most, so I had to get it, and that's the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. I just like the look of this and what it is, but I know the gameplay of it is something similar to like a detective and a visual novel and mystery solving. I do know, I think one of Danganronpa's influences was the Ace Attorney games, so I kind of want to see what this series has to offer. And I'm wondering if this is actually a good starting point for things. If you've played other ones in the franchise, I know they've released more of these remasters of the Ace Attorney games for the Switch. So if any of you have tried it, let me know your thoughts on where I should go with them. Now the last thing I got, non-gaming related, but it is tied to a game that I did pick up. And it's also tied to a piece of DLC that just came out recently for it. Now, I am a fan of this anime and the game I got for it. I just played the tutorial and a little bit of a match, and I'm actually intrigued and I want to play more of it. But I decided to get this, and it's another figure of Ichigo. If you remember in one of the previous pickup videos, I did get one as well. But this is a different one here for Ichigo. This is from the 1,000-Year Blood War. This is the story arc that's going on right now for Bleach, and this is also a new piece of DLC that they released with the Seasons Pass for Rebirth of Souls. So that's pretty cool. And it's another figure to add to the collection. But this isn't the last one. I know I did order some other ones too. Different franchises, but when those come in, we'll show them off and you guys can see and make your judgments on them from there. But this is the pickups for the month. I'm very happy with all of these, and again, I'm going to give a shout out to Video Games Plus. They are a great site and a great place to buy games. If you haven't checked it out, you really should. But that's my haul. What did you guys get? I'm curious to hear what you guys have to say, so please leave your feedback in the comments below, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'd love to hear what you guys have to say, and thank you for taking time out of your day to watch this. I truly appreciate it. So, until next time, stay safe everyone, and I will see you in the next one.